How you doing, Mr. Hine?
I'm doing all right. How are you, man?
Cool, cool, cool. Could not complain. I wonder where Mr. AJ was. Is
Did AJ send proof of life or what? I saw you were
no,
asking. I was like, I didn't
he
see
he didn't send any proof of life. He's
it.
anyway. How was your day?
Tiring, man.
Yeah,
I
me too.
got home. I took a nap for like 4 hours. I
Lekker.
woke
So
up at
you
like 8.
so you
Nice.
feel good. You feel good.
Yeah,
You feel
but
good.
I've been causing my own problem, right? I'm getting home, taking a nap, waking up late, can't sleep, end up sleeping 3 in the morning, have to get up early for work, and then I just rinse and repeat.
Exactly.
So every day I'm tired at work and I have to take a nap. Because I'm in that cycle now that I can't get
Yeah, yeah,
home.
yeah. I know. I know. I just put the kids to sleep, and I looked at the time. It was like 8, and the little guy. None of them are sleeping. They're all downstairs. And I tried to fall asleep, and that guy was just dancing next to me. And what can you say? What can you do? Yeah, I should. We all should get more sleep, right?
When Naz was born, that word was a swear word in my home.
What?
I'm tired.
I'm tired.
Oh
Yeah, no,
yeah, dude.
that
No,
word wasn't allowed.
I think when every kid is born, that is it. Forget about
Yeah,
sleep.
yeah, yeah. I haven't had a good night's rest in years, man. Like in a long time. Like where you just look. An alarm has been part of my life for the past like 8 years. Like I need alarms. Before that, life was when I wake up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
But we have to
or
ask ourselves the
fortunately.
question: how much of it is self-inflicted, and how much is because of outside factors? Like me, mine is self-inflicted 100%.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
no, of
even gonna
course.
deny it. Yeah, I can't blame anyone but myself for my unhealthy sleep patterns.
Yeah, but it's just I don't know if it's the fact that you want to do what you feel like doing, and you could go to bed, right? But you want to force that but in because you feel you're gonna miss out on your own entertainment and your life. The word sacrifice comes up, and we don't want to miss a thing, eh?
That's 100% true, man.
Yeah,
Sometimes I might be, playing a game and I'm like, just one more level, just one more level, just one more
yeah,
level. I keep saying that and I check it's
yeah.
4 in the morning. And I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, I'm screwed.
you know how
The
many
fear
times I
of
would
missing out, people.
the
FOMO.
fear of missing out. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no. Well, especially with the games when I used to play the games. When I played a lot of
Yeah.
games. I had no sleep, man. And I would come home from work and then lie down and then catch a nap and then just before the wife gets back, wake up, get food ready and all that type of things. Mm.
Maybe remember when we were like young at your place and we'd be like gaming till the sun come up. We
All the
get
time.
making
I
coffee at night. Remember, we used to make coffee in a flask. We used
exactly
to
because
go
we didn't want
inside
to go
out,
inside.
make coffee in a flask, bring it back. We are gaming till the sun come up.
That was the good old days, man. I enjoyed it. That was carefree. I was in that game.
Yeah,
We had
that was
such a
true.
good time, and then this happened, life and everything else. If someone told me that, look, it's not all gloom, doom and gloom, but if someone told me, look, just pay attention quickly. What I'm about to tell you is, this is the way your life's gonna go. There's a 99% chance that it's gonna be exactly like that. I wouldn't want to grow up then, eh? I wouldn't want to grow up. No,
Now,
knowing,
I wouldn't listen because if I have to think back, there are adults who told me the story. I'm like, enjoy your time now because when the adult life kicks in, it's going to be totally different. I'm like, what do you
Absolutely
know?
correct, Hein. Absolutely correct. I always speak of that's the two pieces of advice that if I wish I followed it closely or, took it more serious. Not that I'd be further in life. I suppose I'd make more wiser decisions. One was enjoy school. It will be the best days of your life. And the next one was choose your friends wisely.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
remember the uncles always used to speak about those things, and we would be like, "Huh? What school? You guys aren't in school. What are you talking about?" And you almost get the sense of responsibility the minute school ends. This adult kind of mentality needs to step up, and yeah, it's quite a responsibility later on that you learn.
But they should have taught. This is my problem I have, and I'll explain. It's not too much of a problem. It will sound like a defensive reaction. We were not taught basic, important morals to live by, and I'll elaborate. If they focused on teaching us discipline, right? If that was installed everywhere we went, discipline in what we do, how we do it, I think anything we've done, we'd finish it, because we finish nothing because we are not disciplined enough to finish it. We're not taught small. Look, discipline gets you anywhere. Discipline gets you respect. Discipline gets you a good life. Discipline gets you anything you want, because it's not about whether you want to do it or whether you feel like doing it. If you based anything on those factors, then you're gonna wait to do a podcast for 20 years when you feel right. You're gonna record or do a reel when you feel right. No, you have to do these things whether you feel like it or not. And it all comes down to discipline. Like Mike Tyson said, very famous word, discipline is doing the things you hate, but you're doing it like you love it. That's the definition of discipline, which is quite true. So if we were taught discipline in those remarks, and the way we were educated was changed as well, I think we would have a different breed of kids, because what you taught in a Model C school compared to what you taught in a local government school is two completely different aspects. They are taught how to lead us. We are taught how to follow them. The education system's different. I think I spoke to Klein about this before. That's why you pay so much more money to put your kid into a Model C or private school, because of their education. Their education system is different.
I don't know if you watched that video I sent you this afternoon about character.
No, I
And
didn't.
I think what you're trying to say is those
Elaborate. Yeah.
schools focus more on the principle of things. You know, the principle of things, the fundamentals of a specific subject.
Okay. If you break it down like that, I'll try to make the next example me, because it's better to do it, to explain something with me as a test subject. Everything you just mentioned and what Hein mentioned about growing up, right? Your uncles told you choose your friends. They said enjoy your life now. Maybe they should have told us focus on the important things now so that you can enjoy your life later. Maybe they should have teach us those morals from the beginning, but no, they were having a good time. We saw them out there. When they saw us, they were having a good time, and they're like, hey, you guys must go learn. Why didn't all of them just say, hey, we'll stop what we're doing right now? One of us is going to focus on your sports. The other one's going to teach you how to do mathematics. And this one's going to teach you how to do um, literature. But no, they're telling us a story of their failures, that they had no discipline and we should not follow in their footsteps, but not look at them right now, what they're doing. Because let's be honest, did we come up from humble beginnings and everyone was successful and they bred success? No, we have to learn it the hard way. And now, yet, we are there today. And still, we say, oh, I don't feel like doing that. I'm going to rather play my game and enjoy my life. You understand what I'm saying? So even when we were told as kids, we're still adults and we're doing the same thing. So nothing has changed. We just added a couple of years to our lives. We can
Maybe to
preach on
add,
one
yeah,
side. Yeah, we can preach on one side, you should do right, and that's wrong. But where does the practice come in? And it's a fact, whether you like it or
I
not.
think maybe just to add, yeah, don't take away from the fact that kids still need to have fun. Kids need to enjoy themselves the best way they can. But what I think you're trying to say is that most things we learned in life is we learned when we were put in an uncomfortable position. And if that was, illustrated that there are going to come times where you're going to have to knuckle down, prepare well for that, and then you almost more equipped to take on the challenge. Because challenges will come as life unfolds. Be prepared. I don't
I
think that
don't,
we need to love or put a child in a situation where they strictly disciplined and militant to a point where he doesn't discover his true capacity to be creative.
but then like you said, military way of doing something, or care and nurture and attentive, because you attend to your wallet and look at the money. You understand? I attend to my car and make sure everything is perfect. No spots on the car, engines working perfect. The child is the same. So the one is, oh yeah, you take care of your things, and the other one is, oh no, don't be too strict on what you know what I mean. So when do we decide what level things are? That doesn't mean make your child a military brat. No, it means when they go sleep, read them a story, but actually go and do it. When they're doing their homework, be there, help them, and like be a part of their life, because
Oh, so
everyone's
what you're
preaching.
trying to say is the support structure, 100%.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's
it's
where a
got
child thrives, is when they
exactly.
have a
Be
healthy,
there,
kind,
be there.
safe adult.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
A child appreciates a person that's there and strict more than someone like you would say. Sorry to digress in this manner, but you always told me, Klein, that children are a blank canvas, right? And we are the artists and we paint. Now, if we just allow them to be who they are, they'll stay a blank canvas, right? So we are the ones that are left with the responsibility to paint a beautiful picture. It's always on us. Kids can grow up, but we raise them into the adults we'd want them to be. And if we just telling them, oh yeah, watch out, this is gonna happen, watch out, that's gonna happen, be attentive for this, no. I feel out of all my experience, and we've gone through the same life experiences, because of that, I am it. I am there. I am doing it because I don't want it to go through this. I don't want any I told you so's. I want you have two choices, forward or backwards. You decide. Okay? When you go backwards, I'll be there. When you go forward, I'll be with you. Now you've got two
And I
choices.
hear the importance of what you're speaking of is modeling the right behavior.
Exactly.
Modeling the right behavior, of course. And
Like a
that
like a
sets the
coach,
tone.
like a coach on a rugby field,
100%, yeah.
like a
Sets
coach
the
on a.
tone.
The kids are still playing. They are still the sport. They are the 11 men on the field that they have the ability to play, but the coach guides them in the right direction to make them a champion. They're not going to
And
like
not to
certain
take
things.
away from the parental styles of people, but it also teaches you to be a better leader, because most times in life we have to lead from the front. And if we take that opportunity to learn that leadership qualities through our children, that we get to, model a certain type of behavior
Yeah,
that has standards, I
yeah,
think that then our children will, of course, model that same behavior, and they then get set up to be,
definitely.
make differences in the world. And that's the ultimate goal, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because we can't be
definitely.
with our children 24 hours. But when they leave the house, what do they
What do they leave with? What
100%,
do they leave with? That's
100%.
important. And if we do nothing, they leave with nothing and someone else fills that gap. The more we give our kids this ability to want more than they can have, is when we start breeding little rascals and we breed some little best. That's what it is. It's got nothing to do about them having a good time and not allowing the kids to be kids, because we will allow them, but we're going to pace them. We're going to uh, demarcate the times they spend on certain things. And yeah, look, a kid can watch TV all day and let them have fun, but we should actually fill that time with something else. Otherwise, they become like us, where we can't go to bed without watching a podcast, and we will just turn it around and say, "Hey, it's soothing and makes me go to sleep." That is the subconscious trying to justify why it's good enough for us to do it. This is exactly what we do with the kids. We want some free time, so what do? We send them to one corner and we let them watch their favorite program. So the message you say is very clear, but who is the message to that has to improve? Yeah.
I think nothing's the same. As we go along, learn and experience that we just take into do what's best for you. There's no manual what it looks like or what it feels like to be great parents or to be a great dad or a great mom. And like you say, as long as you're there, you're present, and you have a conscious way of how you want to improve your life for your own individual strengths, I think your children then feed off that. They get to learn and model your behavior. Children are overcomers. We need to also we need to learn from them what resilience looks like, because it's not like they're not exposed to what's happening in the world as well. And we as adults already have to take in that information and make sense of it. Kids are more than a sponge than we are. So they're also exposed to that same type of environment. So yeah, kids are super resilient, especially South African children. I would like to put it out there. Or African children. And that speaks for the two of you guys as well. To learn what you learned here and to go over there where you are now and make it. You know, it
Definitely,
was
definitely.
molded. It was molded through the resilience that you learned here. That's what I'd like to leave with on a positive note.
A big part of your growing up life, right, is spent at school. And I think that's where the gap is. They don't teach you about life outside of school, like what happens after. I remember one day I was working new, I was young, still teenager, right? Or maybe early 20s, because I went to varsity, right? They came to me and they were like, "Oh, Hein, have you completed your tax return?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" "Yeah, no, you need to go onto the government website, do your tax return. This is where you need to add all this." And I have never done this before. How do I do this? I don't know. You should just know how to do this. Like, nobody's taught me this. And I was totally lost. That's one aspect. Yeah, home loans, mortgages, all these things. Like, nobody taught me these things.
If I may go back, what do you think the education footsteps are in a Model C school? Would be exactly those basics.
Mm.
And what are the footsteps and the guidelines in the schools we went to? Clearly not that, right?
Yeah, clearly
So
not.
so if you do break it down in a bracket, we need to breed the decision makers. Being there, being strict. What do you think out of your experience now? I mean, you're an adult, right? You can give a sober and honest opinion on this. What's your answer?
I think you need to have a balance. You need to have a
Balance is
balance.
considered, yeah.
Yeah, you need to be strict when you need to be strict, right? You need to be supportive when you need to be supportive. Um, Really, I think do you need to let them do whatever they want. But yes, sometimes you also need to let them do what they want and learn from what they did. Like your parents would say, like, "You're gonna get hurt and you're not gonna come crying to me." It's you finding out about the
Famous last
world.
words, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you're like,
start stamp your ear
"I'm not
kop.
gonna get hurt. Yeah, I'm not gonna get hurt." And boof, you come crying. And like, "Oh, what did I tell you? I told you." No, so sometimes you let them do what they want. It's all about balance,
But
I think.
that that is also, how do I say, now you're speaking to a developing mind. He does not have the ability, she does not have the ability to reason on the same level you do. So you have to break it down into their world, like I do. As an example, when it comes to my kids and the do's and the don'ts, I start by always installing from the word go. You always have two choices. Don knows the system. My son knows the system. You always have two choices. If you go for that choice, you can't go back to that choice. If you go for this choice, you can't go back for that choice. So the message to him is always think before you make a decision. And then my second base is always explaining both choices. So when I start installing or brainwashing them in that mentality, always knowing when there's something he doesn't understand or doesn't know, there's always two ways to it. So I teach him reasoning. When he becomes an adult, he now has this pure idea that, look, this is not the end. There's always a second choice, right? He knows that the end of something is not always the end. There's always a second choice. When you get what you want, and if you want something, remember, there's always an action and a reaction. If you want these sweets, this is your choice. You can't watch TV because both of it is bad for you and you want both of it. You have to make a decision. I teach him decision making from a young age so that the reasoning behind anything they do, they give it thought because they can have sweets and they can watch TV, but they can't have both. You can't have both. You must make decisions. And now, when kids come to the point where reasoning, when they are 15, 14, 16, 17, they throw the toys out of the cot because now they can think for themselves. But on my side, we brainwash them in the beginning. You can't have everything you want. And if you want anything, you have to work for it. So go clean your room and you might get your sweets or your TV. You have to make a choice. I can't give you everything. You can never get everything. Life does not work where you get everything. You have to work towards.
But I think that it's something that our parents failed in understanding. So most parents want to give the children the best lives, right? Possible. The best lives possible for them is the life that they never had, naturally, right? We take for granted that kids, they thrive off responsibility. I've been working with kids for the longest time that I can tell you. The things that we withhold from them sometimes cripples them from growing at times because we also want to baby them around every corner. So that is, I think, the catch 22. You're right there when you said in the beginning, it's nature versus nurture. How do we prepare a strong individual that's going to be resilient, that would be able to respond and react good when there's challenges of life, versus when you have the soft, sensitive approach? Like you mentioned in the previous episode, that there's someone got a fined or sued for helping giving CPR. So you're right. It is about choices. It is about decisions in life that will set you up for success. But I think that we also need to continue to learn as we go. And that's why they speak of it publicly. How do you come into the kingdom of heaven? Is if you act like a child. And I think that goes for us as adults as well, that we bend ourselves to their level at times. I think Sadhana Guru, I don't know if you know about that dude.
Yes, I
One
do.
of
Yeah.
one of the lessons I've learned from one of his videos was, when a child is born, it's not time to teach, it's time to
Yeah.
learn.
It's time to learn. That's correct.
And that always stuck with me, and it's so beautifully said. And once we get on that level, the children learn to trust us more. If you can be 5 years old with a 5-year-old and be as crazy as them, don't they love that? And then we also get to get distracted from our stresses of life once we just learn to play a little.
True. Who put you there?
Like they say, elke huis het sy kruis.
Ja, crazy. It's a crazy, yeah.
On that note, viewers, follow us, like us. Let us know what you guys think of our conversations. If there's any specific topic you'd like our guys to tackle, let us know. We'd be more than willing to jump right in and do our research and then bring that upon our conversation.
Definitely, definitely.